Hello everybody, today we're here with Jasmine, who is looking to have a thread lift. So we're going to look at Jasmine's face and just do a quick analysis. I'm just going to have you relax your face for me, just relax. So what we're going to see is just this little part here and a little bit here. So we're going to just insert a thread that's going to lift from this spot right there and right here, just to give a bit of a lift. It'll also enhance the cheekbone when we lift the mid part of the nasolabial fold. We're going to do a little lift there, but because it's going to cross the cheekbone and be anchored up here, it'll also give a bit of an enhancement to the under eye area and the cheekbone area. So typically how these threads work, what we're using is the Silhouette Insta-Lift threads. And when we're looking to suspend a part of the face using those threads, what we're looking at is the part we're looking to lift, which is here. And that thread is going to run back to here. We're going to insert from the midpoint. Half is going to come this way, half is going to go that way. There's no cutting. It's all needle work. The recovery is pretty good in terms of downtime. There's very little. We just don't want you doing any heavy exercise or lifting afterwards. And you have to be careful with facial expressions and opening your mouth. Otherwise, regular day-to-day activity can be resumed within 24 hours. Mark our points of insertion and points of exit first. So what we're looking at is where we're going to suspend. So for Jasmine, we're looking at just this right here. Okay. So we want our cones, the cone-shaped beads on the thread, what are anchored to the lifting point to kind of rest in that spot there. So we're going to measure 1 centimeter in front of that and mark right there. Then we want to pay attention to what is our vector of pulling. In other words, what direction are we pulling in to get the best result? So when we're looking at this, we're going to see, okay, when we lift like that, you can see it kind of smooths out there. So we're going to kind of pull in this direction. We're going to measure about 5.5 or 6 centimeters up from there. And then again, another 5.5 or 6 centimeters up from there. So we have our insertion point right here and our 2 exit points right there. And then we're going to do the same thing in the mid face here. You can see the fat pad right here that we want to pull up on right there. So for Jasmine, she's not drooping that much. Doesn't have a lot of laxity. We're just doing a little bit of a lift here. So 1 thread should be enough. Sometimes we'll use 2, even 3 threads, depending on how much we got to pull. So we're going to look here. This is the fat pad here. We want our cone to rest kind of midpoint on it right there. So we're just going to measure 1 centimeter in from there. And then again, we're going to do a 5.5 centimeter pull from there, right? Because we're pulling in this direction, so you can see the line is there. And then again, we're going to go about 5.5 centimeters up, and that'll be our other exit point. So the thread is just going to run right along here like that and kind of pull up from that point like that. So we're going to freeze in those areas, and that way we will minimize the discomfort. It's not very painful. You barely feel it. Okay. And we'll just do the same on the other side. So we're going to start from this side on her right side. You can really start with any side, but you can see it's just a needle that we use. And we make an opening with the needle here. And it's a little bit, the needle's a little bit bigger than the one we use to insert the threads, and that's just to let the thread pass easily. But you can see minimal bleeding. And it's just an insertion of the needle. And you have to get to the right depth because you want the thread to sit in the right plane. Oh, you okay? Okay. Not too close to the skin surface because you'll be able to see the thread, and not too deep because then it's not going to pull properly. It'll be in the muscle. So. There we go. Just pop that through. see the cones on the thread there. Those are the cones that will grip the skin. I'm just going to pull it in. And the other one goes the other direction, up towards the hairline here. Okay, so now we're going to do the second thread. I'm going to insert it from here to about here. When I'm inserting it, if you feel a lot of pain, let me know so I can reposition the thread a little bit, okay? So as I was saying, the collagen building effect of the threads gives you a really great benefit. You just have to be patient though a little bit because it won't start right away. It starts after a couple of months. And you will see a significant improvement with the collagen effect starting at usually around 4 months. There'll be a noticeable difference. And you'll see that continue up until about that 1 year point in some people. So you can see how this side is lifted a little bit compared to this side already. So we're not going to over pull with Jasmine because she's not, as I said, you're still pretty youthful looking. So we don't need to do too much here, right? Just a little bit.
Perfect.